about manifestation among some other things. Look how cute my bag is. My friend Kimberly got me. We love that. I watched this video yesterday, and it was a documentary bio about this gentleman named Edgar Cayce. Some people might know him as the father of the Akashic records. He popularized them in the collective consciousness. I learned so much about him that I didn't realize before. And let me share it with you. You can find it on Tube, and it's The Fascinating Life of Edgar Cayce, America's Sleeping Prophet. And it's by Armchair Investigator. What was really fascinating to me was how much I have been in kind of like this constrictive box of the Akashic records. Like, yes, I connect to people as different incarnations and inner children and spiritual gifts and all this stuff. There are really so many capabilities and possibilities with being an Akashic record reader, and listening to that documentary really helped expand my consciousness. I got a big activation. I was like, oh, I could be doing so many more things. And what I do now is great and wonderful, and I love that, but I always like growing and evolving and stepping outside of my comfort zone. And so that really helped me see myself in a different perspective. One of the interesting things was that he utilized his reading abilities to play around in the stock market and to help people find where to dig for oil, and selling products and goods and services. He did like a million other things too. That's just like one thing. He helped a lot of people heal on like these really expansive levels. There's this other gentleman on Tube, and his name is Mark Hatton, and he teaches people how to remote view lottery tickets. He actually won, I think, the Mega Millions like years ago, and he does it with scratch offs all the time now. It's really fascinating, and I was like, oh, I never thought about using it that way. Now, in that video with Edgar Cayce, there's a lot of like religious context in that, because that's how he grew up, and he infused that in a lot of his life. Just a forewarning, not that there's anything wrong with religion, but it can be triggering for some people. In that speech, it talked about how he heard this voice from God saying that it wasn't appropriate the way that he was utilizing his gifts for financial gain. I disagree with that because being wealthy can be very spiritual. We can be very prosperous and abundant beings that are giving back to our community and collectives and uplifting others. So my viewpoint's a little different, and I wanted to share that because it didn't resonate with me when I was listening to it, and I was like, oh, I probably need to tell people this. You have your own thoughts on finances and wealth, but I was like, that's not for me. Okay. I love money, and I love all of the experiences it provides me, and I am able to help so many more people the more financially abundant I am. Okay, so anyway, the reason that I wanted to share that is because it's important to find guides and mentors that are further out in consciousness than you are, because that is what is going to get you to the next level. Do they need to be paid mentors? Not always. You can go on Tube and find a whole bunch of people. That's how I started on my spiritual awakening journey, listening to persons who I didn't know what they were talking about, but I knew it was for me, and I would one day understand what they were saying, and then eventually I did. But you need to be listening to persons who are where you want to be in life, because you need real, tangible examples of how that can be you too. That person did it, so can you. Okay, and there are so many people that have started from ground zero that had no resources, or we would never think they'd be able to get where they were at because they didn't have those things, and look at them now. So, and I'm not saying that you're at ground zero, but a lot of people need experiences showcased of people who have done that. With me, when I was listening to him, I was like, oh my gosh, he does this stuff, I can do it too. My only thing that was tripping me up was, one, not even thinking of those things in that context, but some of those things I was like, I don't know if I can do that. And when I was listening to him, I was like, yes I can. Of course I can. Every time that I have wanted to offer a new type of session or masterclass, any type of offering, and I just go for it. It works out great. People love it. It's fantastic. And so I really ingested that when I was listening. And so if you are an energy healer, channeler, Akashic record reader, whatever flavor of energy healing you do, go watch that documentary. It's very expansive. Okay, some of it's might be a little triggering, because he talks about being pariahized and persecuted for his gifts, but you know, we're living in a new time. Hey, that was back in the day, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen now, but we have social media now. We're able to find our communities and hype each other up, and view that these realities are real. And we're all headed towards the new earth paradigm. And the other thing that I want to talk about, because it's the Lion's Gate, and if you're watching this in the future, you can still take this energy with you, is manifesting. Earlier I was doing a meditation, and I was thinking about all of the things that I want to bring into my life, goals that I'm actualizing. And there was about 11 things. Some were travel, career, finances, hobbies, and interests I want to get into. And I was asking myself, why do I want to do these? And not from a lack mentality of like, oh my gosh, when is it going to happen? More so, how is this going to fill me up? How is this going to make me so happy and feeling blessed and thankful and grateful? How is this going to improve my life? What are the things that are going to happen after these things? You know, just really pouring a lot of emotion and visualizing me experiencing them right now. And I could, in my body, feel these things are going to happen. They are coming down the pipeline. That is why I'm able to feel that right now. I am energetically linking up with those future actualizations and bringing them in at a more accelerated rate, because my subconscious is at a place now where it's, oh yeah, we don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen, we just know that it is. And that is surrendering and letting go, going with the synchronizations of life, and being open to surprises. After that, I started crying again, because I was celebrating myself. I was saying, look how awesome we are. Look at these things that we are actualizing in our life that we, when we were younger, never thought that we'd be able to do with the resources that we had or where we came from. And we have done so many amazing things and manifested so many awesome things in the past couple of years. Of course we can do this too. And I was saying, I'm so brilliant and so smart and so funny and compassionate and kind and empathetic, and I'm a great leader, and I've really created these dimensional spaces not only for myself but for my clients and my communities, and we're all uplifting. Like, I was really pouring into myself, and my inner children needed that. They needed to be hyped up. They needed to feel in our body that, hey, these things are a reality. They are headed our way. And we need to have a reminder of all of the cool things that we have brought in already as evidence that we're going to do that again and again and again and again. The way that you magnetize these things to you is your emotional charge. You already being happy or feeling at peace or bliss. And the way that you get there is really living that experience in your mind and feeling it, and then letting it go and surrendering and saying, I am on the right timeline. Everything always works out for me. Making forward movement every single day. I am right where I need to be. And doing that periodically throughout the day is just going to magnetize it more and more and more to you, and you're going to be feeling so good. And then when those manifestations come in, you're going to be like, of course I did. Of course. I'm amazing. Look at me. Also, before we finish up here, my friend Kimberly and I are hosting an Akashic Records Masterclass. Super excited about that. It's going to be on Tuesday, August the 27th. If you want to register, you can go to my bio or check the comments, and I hope you have a super magical day.